Welcome. We are going to do a Love Your Selfie Express Flow. So if you have been feeling like maybe you need a little shot of self-love, maybe you haven't been incredibly kind to yourself lately, maybe you just feel like you are a little depleted. Most of us tend to be caregivers, and we have people in our lives that we're offering care and support and love and nurturing to. And sometimes we get so caught up in everybody else that we forget about ourselves. And if you think about having a bank account, right, in order to take money out, you have to put money in. And we sometimes forget that. We tend to often withdraw, and we forget to deposit. So it's a quick flow, a sequence or sequences designed to just bring some awareness and acknowledgement to the self. So away we go. I have a couple blocks and a blanket back here. If you don't have specialized yoga props, you can certainly use couch cushions, throw blankets, sweatshirts, towels, anything really will do the trick. So if you come to my house and you look around, you're gonna see that I don't have a ton of yoga props either. I tend to use stuff I have lying around the house. I know, hashtag yoga teacher secrets. All right, let's start in child's pose. You can bring your big toes together with your knees touching or apart. It doesn't matter, totally up to you. Let yourself relax down. And if you do have one of those props and you want to go ahead and use it to support, maybe you can use your hands like I'm doing here now. Let yourself just be. I'm actually sliding my knees closer together. That feels a little bit better in my body today. And just let yourself settle in. Taking a few moments to just simply be. Give yourself the well-deserved permission to be still, to have this time to replenish your container. Sometimes in order to practice self-care, we have to establish some boundaries. We have to give a little bit less to the world and just savor a little bit, just a little bit for the self. As you start to drop into a 3-part Dirga Pranayama or Ujjayi breath, watch that expansiveness in the back body as you take that breath in, and watch that release as you let the air go. Maybe there's an area in your life that you can open your heart to a little bit more. Maybe there is a quality in yourself that comes to mind immediately. Maybe you have to spend a second thinking about it. But I want you to come to a quality that you admire, that you like, that you even love about yourself. And allow that to permeate through your being, through your breath, through every cell in your body. Breathe in that thing about you that you love. And let that thing that you love strengthen any of those things that maybe are works in progress. We all have works in progress. With the next inhale, extend the arms forward. Use those finger pads. So pull with the finger pads, but instead of lifting the palms up, keep those palms grounded and still pull with the finger pads. And just notice how that maybe changes sensation in the shoulders. Without judgment, just acknowledging, noticing, bringing awareness. With the next exhalation, bring the hands back to the small of the back. Maybe make 2 fists, or maybe interlace the fingers and start to inhale, stretch the hands up, breathing deep. One more breath. With an exhale, release the hands. Let the palms face skyward, wrists by the ankles. Fully surrender. I think this version of child's pose looks a lot like a seed. And so as we plant seeds in our garden, seeds we want to nurture and cultivate and grow, choose and open your heart to yourself. Consciously see yourself With that next exhale, we're going to roll up nice and easy, nice and slow. Let's come into a little thunderbolt. You can always change this up for an easy seat. Hands are going to come to the shoulders, and we're just going to take some circles. We're just going to go ahead and take some circles with those elbows. And we'll circle the other way. Noticing the collarbones, maybe noticing any sounds that your body's making, like a little crack, crack, crack. And we'll pause right here and release. Take the arms out like a T. Bring that left arm underneath the right, coming to eagle arms, option 1. Option 2, backs of the hands together, option 3. Good, and we'll just pause here for a moment. Let the elbows come up in line with the shoulders, and we'll turn to the left just a couple inches. Breathing in 3 deep breaths, fill the belly, the ribs and the chest. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. You may find pretty early on that your spine has one way that it prefers to twist. Mine too. Inhale to center and exhale over to that second side. And you might feel a little bit of resistance. Notice if you're clenching your jaw, see what you can do to soften. Inhale, center, and exhale, we'll release. And taking that opposite variation where that right arm under, left on top, whichever side, or whichever variation suits you. And with an exhale, twisting to the right. Again, softening anything that's gripping or grasping. With that inhale, back to center. With the exhale, twisting to the left. Finding that easeful breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. Good, letting that next inhale guide you to center. And exhale, release. Good. We're going to take those arms out. And with an inhale, I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. Just start to make some circles. Make these big arm circles, broadening through the collarbone, opening up the shoulders, using that full expansiveness of breath, and we'll circle the other way. One more circle. And we'll slowly release the arms. Good, with an inhale, send the arms up, interlace the fingers, push the sky away. Notice if the ribs start to jut out here, right? So I just exaggerated a tiny bit. I'm going to move my hands, stay put. Think about the floating ribs knitting in and the hips pulling up. You're kind of wrapping in and kissing right in the center. So the hips and the ribs are kissing right in that navel center. Good, one more breath. Letting that exhale release the hands down. Coming to a tabletop all fours position on your mat. We're going to inhale, coming to a cat, and exhale, coming to a cow. We're just changing up our habitual breathing pattern, inviting our body to change the tendency of the inhale and the exhale. So here is your exhale, and here is your inhale, which for most of us is reversed. So it might be weird. I know that my body feels kind of stiff and weird doing it this way. I feel a little crunchy in the shoulders. We'll do one more. And with that next exhale, we're going to go ahead and slowly meet in a neutral spine. Good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn the hands now. So we're going to turn so that the fingers are in towards the knees. And so if you're not sure what that looks like, I'm going to go ahead and turn and face you for a second. There is a wrist stretch series that we have up, so you can always visit that for a little bit more in depth about our wrist stretches. You want to keep the hands shoulder distance apart. So if you start to narrow here, it's going to constrict the breath and it's going to constrict the fullness to which you can breathe. The wrists and the collarbones are connected, and you're going to feel that broadening across the collarbones. Just take a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling, and then we're going to move into that cat-cow, same thing, with our hands just like this. So taking an inhale and rounding to our cat, and exhale, coming in for our cow. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, a couple more, just like that. Good, and one more. And we'll meet in a neutral spine. We'll go ahead and turn the hands the normal way, tuck the toes, lift up and push it back up into a downward facing dog. So go ahead and find your way into your downward facing dog. Maybe you're pedaling your feet, bending and straightening one leg at a time. Just allowing your body and your breath, pushing that earth away. Softening your knees and really finding space. Bring your armpits in towards your heart. Lengthen your spine. With your next exhale, walk your hands back to your feet, coming to the back of the mat. Staying up on the balls of the feet for a moment. Nice and easy, starting to release the heels down, maybe bending the knees. Good, and just allowing yourself to be here. And soften the knees. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips, come all the way up to a stand. Good, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart high. With an inhale, send the arms up, interlace those fingers once again. Knit the ribs and the hips together, a little side stretch this time. Push the earth away, try and keep the left shoulder, right shoulder, one on top of the other. Inhale to center, exhale, side stretch. Push, 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 and breathe. Gaze can be down, gaze can be forward. Just resist straining the neck. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice big swan dive, forward fold, release. Inhale, hands to the shins. Find a long flat back. And exhale, bow. Inhale, walk it forward, coming in for that downward facing dog. Push that earth away. Inhale, reach that right leg up. On an exhale, take that knee in, give it a kiss. Mwah. Love your knee. If you don't love your knee, who's going to love it? Step that right foot forward, release that left knee down. Take a second here and just allow yourself to be. Drag that right foot back in space, drag that left foot forward in space. Inhale, reach the arms up. We're going to take that right arm to our left elbow and left elbow to that right elbow, and we're going to pull the hands energetically apart. I think this looks like a picture frame, so I call this love thy selfie arms, right? So everybody at home, love thy selfie. Give yourself some self-love and pull, breathing deep. So you're energetically pulling your hands away from each other. You're energetically drawing your feet towards each other. You're out of that low back. Good, and with that exhale, we're gonna frame that right foot, tuck the left toes, lift the knee. You can stay on the ball of the back foot. You can absolutely, or you can go ahead and take that back foot into a warrior one foot. We're gonna go ahead and take our right elbow, our right shoulder rather, and snuggle it underneath your right knee, and bring that right hand out to that floor right outside the right pinky. Wrap that left hip forward and just bounce a little bit. Find a little bit of a bounce. Good. And nice and easy, maybe you're going to go ahead and you're going to bind, right? So you're going to go ahead and you're going to take your hands up and you're going to bind. And if that's not accessible for you, you can always take half a bind. You can keep that left hand down. Bring that left hip forward and just allow yourself to breathe. Good. Looking just beyond that right foot. Noticing your body, noticing your breath, noticing any struggle. With that next exhale, slowly release your hands. We're going to go ahead and step it back. Downward facing dog. Push that earth away. With an inhale, slowly shift it forward to plank. With an exhale, drop your knees, come all the way down. Good, untuck your toes, roll your shoulders on your back. We're gonna inhale, lift to just a half locust. So just a half locust, palms face down, crown of the head lengthens. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, lift up, pull that belly in. So you're feeling the hips and the ribs and kiss that navel center. And exhale, lower. Third time's the charm, let's lift everything up. Keep your feet hip distance apart just to take any potential strain out of the low back. Exhale, release, take a beat. Hands come by the ribs. With an exhale, downward facing dog, push the earth away and pedal the feet if you need to, or find that stillness. Nice deep breaths. Good, with an inhale, left leg's going to lift. On an exhale, bring that knee and give it a kiss. Love your knee. Mwah. Take that left foot to the left side, release the right knee down and tuck the toes. Feel that left foot pull forward in space. Feel that Feel that left foot pull back in space. Feel that right foot pull forward. So fan out through your baby toe and pull, 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 pull. Good, reach the arms up. Gonna take that left to the right, right to the left, and energetically draw your hands away from each other. Lift the heart, the chest. Keep the feet moving towards each other energetically. The thighs are wrapping in. That's gonna keep it out of the low back. Good, with that next inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, frame the left foot. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee. Take that left hand to the inside of the left foot, snuggle the right shoulder underneath, and stay here or hop that back foot onto a warrior one foot. Go ahead and take that left hand out for a second. I'm just gonna move around just a little bit, find a little bit of space. Good, and we'll take that left hand up to the back. Take that right hand around, and maybe you're gonna find a bind. Looking forward towards the top of the mat, pulling those feet towards each other. Finding an ease in the jaw and the eyes. Good, with that exhale, release the bind. Go ahead and step it back, downward facing dog. Choose your own adventure here. If you feel like staying put in down dog, stay put. If you want to follow me, inhale, shift forward. You can drop your knees or you can lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Your choice. Listen to your body and choose what's best for you. With that exhale, you're going to meet back in downward facing dog. Just push that out of the way for a moment and breathe. Good, with that next exhale, we're going to walk the hands back to the feet, coming back to the mat. Inhale, find some length here, crown to tail. Exhale, bow. Inhale, root to rise, reach and stretch head of the sky. Exhale, hands come into your heart. Good, I am going to turn my back to you and come to the center of the mat so that you can see. We're going to take our feet hip distance apart. We're going to reach that left arm up and around. See if we can bring that left arm right up to the middle of your back. Good. Now, notice your hips and your ribs. You want to knit them together. You want to resist that temptation to get into the low back or lock your knees. So find that nice solid stance. Let it be whatever it is. Breathing deep. Good. Going to take our friend, the right hand, and we're going to reach it up and around. You can follow it if you want. And we're going to try and grab that left elbow. So if you side bend a little, you might be able to grab it a little bit easier. And nice and easy, come right back to center. So here we are. Yes. And we're breathing nice and deep. In through the nose, out through the nose. Just finding that ease of breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Good job. One more breath. Good, with that next exhale, we're going to go ahead and release that right arm. Inhale, send it up, 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 and see if you can bind the left, coming into Gomukhasana arms, right? If your right forearm and the back of your head are touching, find a little bit of resistance. Your chin is parallel with the ground. Resist crunching it down or lifting it up, and just find that ease. If you're not quite able to make the bind, you can certainly use a strap, a sweatshirt, a towel. Maybe you have a yoga belt nearby. Good. One more breath. And with the exhale, we're going to release that right arm, and we're going to bring it across to that left shoulder. We're going to release the left arm, and we're going to bring it across to that right shoulder, and you're going to go ahead and give yourself a great big hug. Great big hug, just for showing up, just for taking the time to take care of yourself. And slowly release. Inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, big old swan dive, forward fold. Just rinsing it out before the second side. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bow. Inhale, root to rise, reach it up, stretch it up. Exhale, guide those hands into your heart. Good, second side. So this is my tighter side, so I already know what's gonna happen. I already know it's gonna be harder. So again, excuse my back, but inhale, send that right arm up, 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 up. You can watch it if you want, and send it up into the middle of the back. Good. Make sure that you're pulling those hips and ribs together so they're going to kiss right in the navel center. We're going to take that left arm up and around and see, maybe if you move over towards the side, you can catch it. Not catching mine today, and that's okay, right? Think about that for just a second. Is your value as a human going to change whether you catch your elbow or not? It's not. And all the people who love you in your life are going to continue to love you whether you catch it or not. But if you force it, if you go too far, if you do something that's a little bit beyond that edge, you might not feel so great later today, and we want to feel great after yoga. Good. So with that next exhale, we're going to release the left arm. Just release it, release it, release it. Woo. And reach it up and around. Grab hold of those right fingertips if it's accessible. Good. And again, try to keep the chin parallel. Resist that temptation. Resist this from happening. Maybe you're holding onto your shirt instead of your hands. Some days this bind is easier than others. It took me a long time to be able to make the connection on this side. I'm right-handed, so this side is a lot tighter than my other side. And you may have noticed that one side I grab the elbow easy, the second side, not so easy. Not so easy. Good, one more breath. With the exhale, we'll release the left arm right over to that right shoulder. Release the right arm right over to that left shoulder. And again, give yourself a little squeeze of gratitude. Notice if there's any resistance to that, giving yourself a little hug. With an exhale, release the arms, stand tall in mountain. Inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, open it up, take up space. All the space you are meant to take up, bow forward fold. Inhale, long, flat back, lengthen crown to tail. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk it forward, coming into that downward facing dog and push the earth away. Inhale, take that right leg up. On an exhale, draw that right knee in, give it a kiss. Place that right foot down. Slow, 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 slow. We're gonna rise up nice and easy coming into that high lunge. If this is too intense, go back to that low lunge. Love thy selfie arms. Gently pulling that left foot forward in space, gently pulling that right foot back. Same thing with the hands. They're pulling away from each other. Lift the heart, the chest. Good, letting that next exhale, release the hands down. Go ahead and hop that back foot into a warrior one foot. We're gonna go ahead and take that right shoulder underneath that right knee. Yes, we are. And this time, right, we're gonna take the right hand down. And we're gonna reach that left hand up to the sky, turn the palm forward, and just look forward. Look just beyond the front foot. Look forward. Yes, 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 just towards the top of your mat. So you're looking right here. Good. With that next exhale, release the left hand down. Nice and easy. Take that right hand down. We're going to step it back to downward facing dog and then choose your own adventure. Either stay in dog, shift it forward to plank, take your variation of a vinyasa if that's what is serving you. So focused, so present, so aware of how your body feels in this moment. Good. We're going to take that left leg up. On an exhale, bring it in. Step it forward. Rise to the top, nice and easy. Reach up, stretch it. Take that left hand to the right elbow, take that right hand to the left elbow, and pull those arms energetically apart. Breathing in so deeply. Feel the breath. With an exhale, release the hands, dropping down. Oh, I almost messed up. Go ahead and take that back foot on a diagonal. I'm a dirty liar. Take that left shoulder underneath. Bring that left hand out, and then nice and easy, we're gonna reach that right hand to the sky and turn the palm. So we turn the palm this way. We notice the shoulder head comes down, right? We want to roll and open through the front of the heart. Good. And then shift the gaze forward. Notice the collarbones broadening, noticing the breath. If you're struggling to balance, maybe you're going to take that right hand down, right? Maybe you're needing to add a little stability today. No big deal. Go ahead and release, right hand down, left hand unravels, step it back, downward facing dog with an inhale, shifting forward to plank if you so choose, right? So life's all about choices. Make the choice that's in service of your highest self. Back to that downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands back to the feet, coming back to the mat. Good, inhale, long, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach and stretch high to the sky. Exhale, hands into your heart. Good. Again, we're going to take that left arm and we're going to reach it up and around. Send it up to the middle of the back. Take that right arm, reach it up and around. Go ahead and see if you can grab the elbow and pause. Unlock the knees, hips and ribs together. Find that breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Find that equanimity of breath. And notice the collarbones here. Notice how they're broadening, they're opening. You're opening the throat, you're opening the heart. With that next exhale, releasing that right arm, reaching it up, 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 and grabbing hold of the left hand if that bind is accessible. And noticing the front of the body. Softening to yourself. Softening, opening inviting in a little bit more love, compassion to your heart center. With that next exhale, go ahead and slowly release that right arm. Left shoulder. Slowly release that left arm, right shoulder. And again, just a little hug, just a little one. The more we do it, the easier it becomes to release the hands. Good, we're gonna take that right arm right up and around, right into the middle of the back. Try to resist that temptation to force. Now, this is the second time we're here, so it might be a little bit easier. Reach that left arm up and around. You can take that side stretch. Oh, yep, see, it was a little bit easier. I got a little bit closer, but that's it, and allow yourself to be here. Good, nice deep inhales, full exhales. My knees wanted to lock, right? I gotta make sure. I gotta be present. So if you're aware, if you're practicing that consciousness, you are able to make choices. It's when we slip into that autopilot that we're not really present. With that next exhale, we're gonna release that left arm up and around, grabbing hold, breathing deep. Good. If you have tight shoulders, if you feel like you hold a lot of tension in your shoulders, might be pleasantly surprised as we come towards the next sequence. Good. With that next exhale, release the left hand to that right shoulder, release that right hand, big ol' hug. Good, and with an exhale, release. Inhale, send the arms up. On an exhale, trace the midline. See if you can squeeze your forearms together and come all the way down into that forward fold. Inhale, long, flat back. Exhale, bow. Inhale, walk it forward, coming back to our friend, downward facing dog. Inhale, shifting it forward to plank, and exhale, release the knees down. Good, one of my favorite things. So we're gonna take our right hand and we're gonna turn it towards the knees. We're gonna take our left hand and turn it towards the knees. Remember, we're keeping that broadening, we're breathing nice and deep. So feel the wrist creases affect the collarbone, feel the broadening and the opening across that chest, the heart center. Taking that right foot to the top of the right hand, just as it is, right? So the right foot's gonna come on a diagonal. Both feet are gonna be essentially in a warrior one foot, so about a 45-degree angle here. And tuck the left toes, lift the knee. You have to wiggle that left foot back a little bit maybe. You can stay right here or even drop that knee if this is more than enough for you. If you're gonna move forward, you're gonna take the back foot into that warrior one foot. You're gonna keep bending into that front leg, and you wanna keep the front right knee and the front right arm connected, reaching that left arm to the sky. We're gonna turn the palm towards me. We're gonna look over the top right corner of the mat, bending into that front leg, bringing that left hip forward. Let the breath be even and deep, in through the nose, out through the nose, broadening through the collarbone, the front of the heart, opening and softening to yourself. Good, letting that next exhale release that left hand down. Slowly lift the right foot, plant the palms, stepping back, downward facing dog. If you want a vinyasa, by all means, shift it forward, lower, lift the heart. Breathing in Adho Mukha. Remember, you're honoring your body, so you don't have to do anything. Inhale, shifting forward to plank. Exhale, release the knees. You're gonna turn, right, the hands again. Keeping those hands wide, noticing the breath, noticing the sensation across the front of the chest, the heart. Taking that left foot to the left hand. Good, and so girls, if you have rings on, right, you may have to adjust that ring or it's not gonna feel so good when you stand up. Tuck the right toes, walk that right foot back. You can stay here or re-drop the knee. Maybe you're gonna come to that warrior one foot. Good. Bring the left knee, left inner leg, and the left arm to touch. The knee's gonna wanna splay out. I don't know if you can see that there, but the knee's gonna wanna splay out. See what you can do to bring it forward. Push through that pinky side edge of the back foot, bring that right hip forward, send that right arm to the sky, gazes over the front, left corner of the mat, reaching up through the right fingertips. Turn that right palm forward towards the top of your mat and breathe. See if you can soften and open. There's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be things and people, temptations pulling at you. This is an opportunity to hold your ground in a situation of struggle and breathe through it. Softening yourself to yourself. With that next exhale, release right hand, Lift the left foot, release that left hand. Nice and slow, step back to dog. Honor your body. If you want to take it forward and flow, great. If you are flowed out, don't do it. So it's really a choose your own adventure practice. Sometimes we just need that extra permission to say yay or nay. One more breath. Good, let that inhale reach the right leg up. On an exhale, give your knee a little kiss. I love you, knee. Step it forward. Take that back foot into warrior one foot. And again, we're gonna take that right shoulder and snuggle, snuggle, snuggle under the knee. Take that right arm up and around, and maybe you're gonna find that you bound with a little bit greater ease. I know I definitely did. I told you the right side's a little tighter for me. Left hip's coming forward, gaze is forward. Good, letting that exhale release the hands. Go ahead and step it back, downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. On an exhale, give that knee a kiss. Step it forward. Take that back foot into warrior one foot. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and snuggle that left shoulder in. Snuggle, snuggle, snuggle. Taking that left hand up and around. And that right hand around and bind, looking forward. Good, letting that breath be even and deep. Good, letting that next exhale release the hands, nice and easy. Stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift it forward to plank. You can modify if you want to and drop your knees. Let's come all the way down into our belly once again. Coming back into that locust pose. So you can bring your hands back, palms down, or if you have the range of motion, you want to interlace your fingers. If you interlace the last time, switch the thumbs. So if your left thumb was on top, bring your right thumb on top. Good. With that inhale, we're going to lift everything up. Find that length from crown to tail. Keep knitting the ribs and the hips towards each other. Kissing at your navel center. Exhale, release it down. Release the hands. Take a deep inhale. And with an exhale, nice and easy, let's bring it back to a child's pose. Big toes touch, knees can be together or apart, whatever makes sense for you. So if you want to use that block, the blanket, whatever you want to do, you can do that as well. Just allowing. And with that next exhale, slowly make your way back to a downward facing dog. Pushing the earth away. Inhale, take that right leg up. On an exhale, draw the knee in, give it a little kiss. Step it forward. Hop that back foot in, warrior one foot. Good, and then hop it in a little bit more, coming into pyramid pose. We're gonna inhale, find some length here, and exhale, bow. Good, inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, catch the hips with the hands, come all the way up, inhale. Good, you can take any variation that you want. Maybe just for fun though, we're gonna try and bring our hands into reverse namaskar. So maybe you're able to bring your palms to touch. You can cross your pinkies. If that's not accessible to you, you can bring your hands to your fists. You can go ahead and grab opposite elbows or wrists. But wherever you are, just be all there. Inhale, lift the heart, the chest. Pull that right foot back in space, left foot energetically forward in space. Melt your heart, chest forward, and release. You may notice that this is easier or harder than normal, and again, just let it be. Resist that temptation to attach effort or value. With that next inhale, we're going to come all the way up. Keep the hands where they are, and step the left foot forward, right foot back. Good. So again, we're going to inhale, lift the heart, the chest. Exhale, coming forward, all the way into our pyramid pose. So maybe you got to come up halfway and wiggle your hips around a little bit. It's so much more difficult to practice this pose than to watch people practice this pose, right? So you want to try and think, I'm going to move my hands for a second, of your hips being level. Sometimes they want to move side to side, but you want to keep those hips just like they were in that warrior one. Good. With that next inhale, we're going to come all the way up. And exhale, release the hands. Good, let's send the hands to the hips and pivot the feet so they're parallel with the long edges of the mat. Wiggle those feet out so the wrists and the ankles are in the same plane or in the same line. Good, and then with an exhale, go ahead and bring those hands to your hips and bow forward, fold. can let your hands come to your ankles. You can go ahead and walk your hands under your shoulders, or maybe even all the way underneath you. Can even go ahead and place your hands so that your fingers are facing your toes, your elbows are in line with your wrists. You can stay right here. If you want to take it up into an inversion, by all means, go ahead and take it up, just allowing the breath. This shape acts as a gentle inversion. We did a lot of standing work today. Just give your legs a little bit of a break. Good. If you're up, slowly begin to bring it back down to earth. And with that next inhale, we'll walk it forward. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Exhale, walk the hands towards the front of the mat. And we'll step it back down, facing dog. Good, inhale, shifting forward to plank. Exhale, release the knees. Sitting back in thunderbolt, we'll go ahead and walk the right hand back. Inhale, reach that left hand up and back, looking over the right shoulder, just opening the heart, the chest. Little bit of a twist. Letting that next inhale bring you to center. We'll take the left hand back. Inhale, reach and stretch. And looking over the back left shoulder, lift the heart, the chest. Nice and easy. We'll inhale back to center. Go ahead and swing the legs off to one side and walk them forward. Find your way to the center of your mat and ease yourself down onto your back. And go ahead and grab a block if you have one, or a book, whatever your makeshift prop is. If you don't have one, no big deal. You will just come into a normal bridge. Go ahead and plant those feet. Inhale, hip points come up, tailbone towards the heels as you float up. If you're using your block, you want to take that block underneath your low back. You want to think about the tailbone and the bottom edge of the block, maybe level 1, maybe level 2. And let your back just relax into that block for a second. Good. And if you are at home and you don't have a prop, right, maybe you want to try to snuggle your shoulders underneath your back towards your spine, interlace your fingers, and let your seat come down onto your arms. That can act as an incredible opening for the front of the body, feeling those collarbones broaden and noticing the awareness. Opening and softening to yourself. Inviting a little more love and compassion to yourself. Creating these habits on the mat, changing our tendencies, our thought patterns by noticing, by acknowledging. So vital for changing them off our mat as well. Whether you're on a block or you're on your arms, let that next inhale lift the hips up, releasing the props, your hands. Exhale, slowly coming down. Walk your feet as wide as your mat. Bring your arms out like goalposts or a T. Let your knees drop over towards the right and just stay put. Let your gaze shift over to the left. If that strains the neck, continue to gaze up. I like to reach my arms overhead sometimes and just hold on to a wrist. Send the breath into the hip flexor, the left hip flexor. Breathing. Keeping that evenness of breath. Let the inhale draw the knees back to center and exhale second side. Good. If you do have a prop and your knees don't quite make it to the ground, you can always use that prop to support. My little mic pack is keeping me from going any further, so I'm going to use that block and allow the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Noticing any resistance in the knee. If you need to, you can kind of move the feet forward or backward or away or a little bit closer just to release any pressure or tension that might be coming from the knee. We don't want to feel any sensation that's not good from our knees. With an inhale, come on back to center. And And with an exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Just give yourself a great big squeeze for showing up, doing all that hard work and heart work that yoga requires. Good. Nice and easy. Go ahead and begin to extend your legs on the mat, finding your way into Shavasana. Well, if you're at home, I know it can be really tempting to make a run for it right now. Don't do it, right? We tend to skimp out on Shavasana. We often think that we've done the physical part and that's it. That's what yoga is about. That's enough. But especially today when we're softening and practicing a little TLC and self-care, Shavasana is so, so, so important, so imperative. So if you have the time to stay, please, please stay even longer than the video if you're able to. And as you soften and release back, maybe do a little body scan from crown to toes. Let each muscle, let each joint, let each bone soften and release into the earth. Let the jaw relax. Let the breath return to its natural rhythm, its natural pace, whatever that is. Maybe the mouth falls open. If you have the time to stay, just stay. If you're up against a time limit, just begin to invite the awareness back into your breath. Notice the in-breath and the out-breath. Begin to invite tiny movements, maybe gently guiding the thumb over the fingers, wiggling the toes. Begin to invite the knees into the chest. One more great big hug, squeeze of gratitude. Taking that right arm back if it's PM, left arm if it's AM. Go ahead and roll heavy to the side, whichever one. Take a moment savoring the time between rest and activity. Just pausing, soaking it in. Slowly making your way up to a seat. With an inhale, send the arms out and up, grabbing hold of all that energy you created. Bring it into your heart and bow your head. Feel those thumbs press right up against your heart center. And as you move off your mat today, offer yourself a little bit of that love and compassion you so freely share with those you love. Allow yourself to only pay for a mistake once instead of over and over again. Talk to yourself like you would your best friend. Thank you for sharing your energy and your light with me. Namaste.